This is WTOP TV Channel 9, Washington, D.C., and it is time now for the WTOP Mid-Morning News for this Wednesday morning, March 25th, 1953. Good morning, I'm Peter Wiggins, and here's what's happening. Queen Mary, the grand old lady of British royalty, died last night at a London residence. The 85-year-old grandmother of Queen Elizabeth II succumbed with a prolonged battle with a gastric ailment. The official announcement was her death was made by Prime Minister Churchill to a hush-hush the Commons. Queen Mary, often called the grandmother of England, was the widow of King George V, who died in 1936. Her long life spanned the period of the imperial 19th century days. The Queen Victoria fought the two world wars to the tense times of the bomb of the Cold War. The immediate cause of death was not stated officially in the first announcement of her passing. A Royal Medical Bulletin hours earlier disclosed that her heart was weakening. The end came peacefully. Churchill sobbed as he announced in Commons that the revered widow of the King and mothers of two other monarchs that died at 10:20 p.m., which is 5:20 p.m. here in Washington. Camp Desert Rock, Nevada. 9 volunteer officers in a 5-foot trench yesterday survived an atomic explosion from a distance only 2,500 yards, half a mile nearer than human beings ever have been to a nuclear blast without being under military attack. Only the Japanese victims of the World War II A-bomb at the Texas, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki have been closer to a nuclear explosion. The 9 brave men crouched in a 5-foot trench less than 1.5 miles from the 300-foot steel tower on which the nuclear weapon was detonated. Books by deposed Communist Chief Earl Browder and 2 other writers who refused to say if the Communists are in United States information libraries overseas. McCarthy investigators said yesterday the charges were made as a government operations committee headed by Senator Joseph R. McCarthy, Republican of Wisconsin, switched its inquiry from the Voice of America broadcast to other information media. Not mentioned at the hearing was a State Department order issued last week after protest by the McCarthy committee, which bans books by all communist authors in overseas libraries. The State Department called attention to the order yesterday. It said today there are more than 2 million books in United States libraries overseas represented the works of more than 85,000 authors. In those cases where the works of communists known may have been represented in the United States libraries, steps have been taken to remove them, the announcement stated. Paris. 1,000 French police raided communist-dominated labor headquarters yesterday and arrested 3 leaders and a few hours before Premier René Mayer was due to take into the plane for Washington on a prestige building help-seeking mission. The communists promptly charged the wage war time to impress American officials. Non-communist newspapers scoffed at the idea that the government would be using the means to bolster the French delegation position in negotiation for more United States political and cash support. Last-minute complications across for Mayer when the French Treasury went short of ready cash and he postponed set for 9 p.m., which is 3 p.m. here in Washington, D.C. His departure, which has been to go to Parliament and ask permission to borrow 80 billion francs, which is $230 million in American money, from the Bank of France to meet the government's grant bills. He got permission for the loan, which opponents termed inflationary after a hard fight. First, the National Assembly voted down 253-222, a motion to reject his request, and approved the motion to grant the loan at 260-221. The Assembly's Finance Committee had rejected the idea. Late in the day, 18-7 Socialists, Communists, and even a few men of Mayer's own Radical Socialist Party joined in the opposition. A bipartisan committee of 2 senators yesterday inspected secret FBI reports on Charles E. Chipbone, ambassador-designate to Russia, and said they found nothing that the Senate Foreign Relations Committee did not already know. Senate Republican leader Robert A. Taft, Ohio, and Senator Democratic nominee John J. Sparkman of Alabama, the Democratic nominee back in 1952, made a 3-hour study of the FBI reports at the request of the Senate Foreign Relations Chairman Alexander Willie, Republican of Wisconsin. They will reportedly direct to the Senate committee yesterday preliminary on showdown Senate votes on the Bolton nomination confirmation by a wide margin appeared indicated possibly late yesterday. Sparkman reaffirmed to reporters his earlier support of Bolton. Taft, who voted for the nomination in the committee and fought off efforts by Senator Joseph R. McCarthy, Republican of Wisconsin, to reopen hearings, said he would report to the Foreign Relations Committee before making any statement.
I feel like I can go out and talk and I can be social.
The United States accused Russia yesterday of dreaming up an unfounded version of the recent MiG-15 attacks on an American plane off Siberia and demanded anew that the Soviet pilot be punished. The State Department issued a statement flatly rejecting Russia's charge that the United States plane twice had flown over Soviet territory and in open fire first. It said that there was a typical red maneuver to avoid responsibility for an unwarranted action. The department stood squarely beyond the original statement that the American plane was on a routine weather reconnaissance mission over international waters 25 miles off the Soviet Kamacha Peninsula, when it was fired on one of the two MiG-15s. Now that the planes were damaged, the department statement came as Russia and Britain agreed to send representatives to confer with the Russians on means of halting communist attacks on Allied planes over Germany. MiG pilots shut down an unarmed British bomber over Germany last week. The Soviets extended no such invitation to officials of this country. Additionally, the United States has received no reply to a protest filed with Czechoslovakia over the shooting down of the Air Force Thunder jet in Western Germany. The United States has demanded $200,000 in damages. Senator Ralphie Flanders, Republican of Vermont, who criticized the Air Force handling of the Kamchatka incident last week, insisted.
And Glenn, you are leading with $3,745. You don't pay last this far around. You know what that means. That's an advantageous position. Sit back and relax. We're going to go to the player with the least amount of money, and that player is Frank. But Frank has the most spins. You can do a lot of damage to them, yourself, who knows. Frank
Insisted.
a lot of spins without any remedies. Let's keep going. Big stop. Stop it. Oh, there it is.
Give me your money!
Today, that the American plane was not on a weather fight. He agreed that was a reconnaissance mission. Funders said the Soviets were wrong when they claimed the American plane flew over the Russian territory. The Soviets also demanding the United States take such to prevent such incidents. Abraham Fox, the president of the United Public Workers of America, was convicted yesterday of contempt of Congress for refusing to divulge the names of the members of the union. The United States District Court jury deliberated 20 minutes before returning its verdict that Fox was guilty of 2 contempt counts. Judge Benita S. Matthews released Flex with $1,000 bond pending an argument on motions for a new trial and directed judgment of acquittal. Should she sustain the jury's verdict, Flex could be given up 2 years in jail and $2,000 in fines. According to the charges that didn't contempt occurred October 5, 1951, before Senator Arthur Watkins, Republican of Utah, acted as one-man subcommittee at the Senate Internal Subcommittee of the Internal Security. Flexer was suspended to produce various records of the UPWA, but when he appeared, he did not bring the records given the names of the union members, who are federal, state, and county and municipal employees. Defense lawyer Vito Marcantonio argued that the subcommittee was not relevant to the inquiry, that no contempt was committed under the law. In response, Judge Matthews said that it was a matter of common knowledge that communists do not use positions of power in labor organizations to create chaos and promote strikes for purposes not necessary for union interests, but rather for promotion of objectives of the Communist Party. Marcantonio had argued also that Watkins had given Flexer 10 additional days until October 15 to reduce the data, and therefore no contempt committed on October the 5th.
You got Frank is up to $13,679, and I've lost my voice.
Apparently funded by Saturday's surprise crackdown and violators of the district's non-support law, 35 Washington fathers accused of failing to support their children surrendered to the United States Marshals yesterday. United States Marshal W. Bruce Matthews said he announced that the fact that a subcommittee of the recently appointed Commissioners Committee on Enforcement of District Non-Support Law during a meeting at the Municipal Center yesterday afternoon. In addition, Matthews revealed that his entire staff more than 80 men was armed with approximately 1,200 bench warrants when they made their forays on Saturday. The warrants had been issued by Juvenile Court Judge Adolph H. Cockrell. Yesterday, Judge Cockrell said some of the warrants were a year and a half old. Richmond, Virginia. The State Highway Commission yesterday killed the prospective private construction of 3 proposed toll turnbacks in Virginia. The Commission passed a resolution saying that it would not accept capital stock in private turnback corporations. Members of the Commission acted on the advice of Attorney General J. Lindsey Almond Jr. said there was grave doubt as to the legality of the Highway Commission of any political subdivision of the state accepting stock in a private corporation. The action stopped plans for a toll road running from Bluefield, West Virginia to the Virginia state line near Mount Airy, North Carolina, and another toll road running from the vicinity of Washington to North Carolina to eastern Virginia, and the third turnpike parallel US 1 and US 301 between Richmond and Petersburg. United Nations, New York. The engineers took the wheat poles and the spindles and blamed it on the mullions, but all the Secretariat members knew it was that the United Nations building leaked like a slave today. Little pools of rainwater puddled on the inside aluminum window sills as a heavy rain beat the big glass building, and some quarters moisture dribbled down the sky blue walls. Buckets and mops were in the order of the days in many parts of the $65 million headquarters. Everything will be all right in about 6 months. They are going to cover angles on the millions and cover up some of the wheat poles. Engineers said no questions about it, said James A. Dawson, UN coordinator of construction. We left too many wheat poles. We're going to start correcting it in April. Mullion, he explained, there's a window frame. It rests on a spandrel of wheat poles in open space that left the spandrel so that he can let the window cross can breathe. Since the 39-story Secretariat building is virtually all windows, this business of too many wheat poles resulted in people getting wet. Police and firemen and employees at the National Zoological Park are searched last night for a 7-year-old boy reported lost near the Andersville Road Zoo entrance. The youngster was identified as Lester Lee of 1820 Clydesdale Place, son of Mr. and Mrs. James F. Lee. He wandered away from 2 young commands about 5:30 p.m. Searchlights combined with the trees and the bushes within the entrance, and the search was also carried on along the overflowing banks of nearby Rock Creek. The House Judiciary Committee approved a bill yesterday to give the state control of tidelands and the historic boundaries and the rents and tax soil taken from the submerged lands beyond their limits. The bill, approved 14-7 in its country, in part to the position taken to the Eisenhower administration. The administration feels that state control should extend to our traditional boundaries, but that the federal government should be having some exclusive rights to the west of the continental shelf. Historic state boundaries extend 3 miles seaward except along the Gulf Coast of Texas and Florida. What a limit is 10.5 miles, but the continental shelf extends out as far as 150 miles in some cases. Chairman Hugh Butler of Republican Nebraska has predicted that the Senate Interior Committee will approve a bill by Senator Spencer Allen. Democrat Florida abandoning federal claims that offshore lands and the historic limits. This is in line with administration thinking. Chairman Chancey Wade, Republican Illinois, said the exact tax will be decided by the state's House leaders, and the measure will be deferred to the Rules Committee and may come up with floor debate Monday with a vote next Wednesday. Color TV Citizen reading RCA officials tells House inquiry. Chinese and American reinforcement battle for strategic old Baldy. Okay, let's get it on the weather here.
Only $29.99 a month plus device cost and activation. So now you don't have to put us on a shelf. We will remain independent. We will wear AT&T every day.
And now on to the weather here. So Washington area for today, cloudy with a brief light shower early today, followed by generally fair, higher about 58 degrees, becoming cooler today after the Thursday fair cooler. Maryland and Virginia. Today, some cloudiness and chance of the scattered brief showers, becoming cooler west portion by afternoon, the east portion by night. Thursday, generally fair colder. Winds northwest about 25 miles per hour. Visibility good.
So no worries there. But the storm system will...
Sunset 6:25 p.m. Moonset 3:42 a.m. and moonrise 2:02 p.m.
Today, upper 30s.
High tide 4:45 p.m. Low tide 11:06 a.m. 11:34 p.m.
All day. A little bit of sunshine, believe it or not, tomorrow afternoon, Boston West. And again, most of the snow because you're closest to the storm center.
Time
That's where we're going to find most of the snow.
right now here at National Airport in Washington, we have a temperature approaching the 10 a.m. hour. 53 degrees. We're at a Jupiter about 41 degrees. Humidity 64%. Barometer 369 inches. Visibility 6 miles per hour. Winds northeast by 8 and clear drizzly skies. And that is going to be it for the WTOP mid-morning news for this March 25th, 1953 on a Wednesday. Pay your wages. Hope you have a good day. I will see you later on. Bye-bye, buddy. Have a good day.
Early tonight.